Hey everyone, this is Larry here at LC Model Shipbuilding, and this episode is really kind of a cool episode because we get a lot done. I don't go into a whole lot of building. I mean, I still build, obviously, but I don't show a lot of things that we've already done multiple times, like doing the furniture and all that kind of stuff. I do spend some time showing the gymnasium furniture. We get that set and done. We do the grand staircase, the main grand staircase, so we get that done. And then we also do the wheelhouse up towards the bridge. So initially, I wanted to do the wheelhouse and the bridge kind of in one shot, but just how it's kind of coming together and wiring for the cabin and all that kind of stuff. I wasn't quite ready to go for the bridge, so I wanted to get the gymnasium and the grand staircase buttoned up, and they both came out excellent. I'm really happy with both of them. So yeah, I still got to add some people to the gymnasium, do some touch up paint here and there on it, but all in all, it came out nice. So this the grand staircase and the Gymnasium are both maritime models. The wheelhouse is a combination of maritime models, China 3D, and some of my own print. So, anyway, thank you very much for watching, and let's get started. Okay, so I've been doing some work off camera, just because it's very similar to previous videos. But I did get windows up on here, so that's pretty much done. I got the brown stripe all the way around. I got to do some touch up here, but all in all, looking pretty good. So I'm happy with that. And next up, we're getting ready to go ahead and install the grand staircase. I got the flooring in for that and the gymnasium, so that is there. This is quite similar to the other staircase that we did for the aft section, but there is a little bit of difference to it. So I'm going to basically start to put it together. It does have some back doors that go on the back section of the rear wall, so I'll get them put on, and yeah, go ahead and start to put the staircase together. So as we get going, I will come back and kind of show anything of note that is important that I'm seeing with this section, but it does pretty much seem to be very similar to previous staircases from the build anyway. So there's the detail for the back clock and all that good stuff. So just wanted to kind of show that. But yeah, we'll be back. Okay, so while I'm waiting for some parts to dry, I decided I'm going to go ahead and start working on the wheelhouse. So this is mostly China 3D that I'm going to be using. There is going to be some combinations of parts, but some will be scratch built, some will be woodies, and most will be China 3D. So just got that painted up. That is our ship's wheel, and you can see the detail pretty well there. I did try to mimic colors from Honor and Glory, but I'm pretty darn happy with that. It looks really, really good. Now, there is a brass rod that goes from back here up to the ceiling here in the wheelhouse, so I will install that at some point here once I kind of get this situated. This has the windows in it, as you can see. However, I'm still going to use Woody's frames, just because, one, I have them, and two, I think they'll help kind of accentuate the windows just a little bit in here. And I think I can actually even get some glass in there too, but I tried to do the interior of the window. Poles are brown, as they would have been. Lights would have gone right here, and there's just 2 lights in there, so nothing major. I do got to look and see, because there's supposed to be 2 small shelves kind of, well, cases that go here, and then a case that goes back here on the back side of the bridge, and I want to see if that's on Woody's sheet, because I'm not positive. But yeah, that's where we're at so far. Now, the really nice thing that I like about the China 3D stuff is how detailed it is, because it really comes down to how well you can paint in making this stuff look good. So, you know, I'm not perfect. I like to think I'm a decent painter, but I know there's definitely people out there that are better than me. But I know I'm generally able to hold my own when it comes to painting. So this stuff is just a monumental time saver when it comes down to it. So the quality, like I said, is very, very nice, and the detail level is pretty darn amazing. But I'm going to use this stuff in combination with the KA when it comes to the telemotors and all that kind of stuff, because that has the printed out facings that go on there. But I'll show these more once we get there to that point. But yeah, let me go check and see if Woody's set has those shelving units and whatnot that I'm talking about. So, okay, yes it does. And we have the back wheelhouse wall, which is great because I was going to make one out of styrene. So I'm going to get these painted up. These are the two little bookcases that I was talking about. These are my window frames. This goes on the back wall. So I'm going to use kind of a combination, like I said, of the two. And I think it's going to give a pretty nice effect. So we'll be back. Okay, so I ended up using one of my own cabinets because it actually didn't come with a cabinet here. So there's that, and I'm going to put a picture frame over here because there would have been the decking, basically, like all the decks. And then you can see we did the phone apparatus and all that. I guess they weren't really technically phones. I forget what they called them. Sorry, trying to focus that in, but there you go. So I'm going to put a frame in there, which I'm actually just going to use one of the windows that I did not use for the officers' quarters, and that should work perfectly fine. So I'm just going to find that, and hold on one second. Officer quarters from KA, or number J34. Okay, so that's a different sheet. All right, well, let me get my windows and my frame, and okay, so I wanted it to have the appearance of having something in there, and you won't ever really be able to see it, so this will work. I just used a piece of flooring, so I'll cut that to shape and then glue it up to the wall, and pretty much be done with that. Okay. And this is a really minor detail, just I saw it there on Honor and Glory, and I feel like if we're going this far, we should have it. Okay, there we go. There's our back wall, and that'll give the effect that I'm looking for. So, happy days. Now, this rides right here. Hopefully you can see that, because the door would open into the navigation room. So basically, just like that, I just want to make sure my fitment looks about right with everything. Okay, and then yeah, this will be fine. Okay, so it actually looks to be pretty well perfect on. Okay, so I can glue that, and then we'll put our front cabinets on quick. And they'll go right along the very front of the bridge, or I mean the wheelhouse here. Okay, for some reason I'm kind of like bottoming out on that piece of flooring, so that's a little weird. But what I'm going to do is just glue fast to it. Oh, maybe not though, because that's going to raise that, which would be bad. Yeah, something's goofy going on here. It's actually just in the paper. Oh, I see what it is. It's the glue from this other wall here. Okay, so generally I would trim the glue down, but I'm actually just going to take a small piece of the bottom of the wall off because it's not very much that I need. That should do it. I was only doing that one side too, but it was just enough that it would have been a little bit proud of the top there. It's still just a hair. And this could actually affect how your deck sits on top of that, so I need to make sure that's right. That'll do it. Okay, cool. So let's glue this again. Tweezer. I'm just going to hold that on there, spray it with some accelerator. And then back here, we're just going to glue at the seam. Okay, perfect. So along the bottom there, I may just have to put some light blocker, which I am going to go ahead and do because I know it's going to need it. Okay. And that'll just ensure we don't get any bleed through into the wheelhouse, because the wheelhouse should be fairly dark. I mean, there's going to be lights in it, but they're going to be quite dim compared to other places. So, there we go. Now, oh, you gotta be kidding me. Well, let me try to get that off real quick. I'll be right back. Okay, so I went ahead and painted up a couple of the crewmen. They're drying real quick, and they're going to be in the wheelhouse once we are ready to finish that off. And here is our wheel. So I got that separated. Very nice. I'm pretty happy with that. Got the red on the right side and the green on the... I'm sorry. Yeah, green on port, red on starboard. Alright, so we're going to glue this on. And this needs to be basically right up to the wall. That is not quite, or currently there. And I want to make sure I get it centered. Okay, that'll work. Now we're going to go ahead and cut out our 2 cabinets for up there. And then there's this floor pad that goes right behind the wheel. So we'll get that on there as well. Tweezer. Okay. That really almost matches the one that I put on the back there pretty well, honestly. Just want to make sure I'm clearing okay. Yes. Yes, we're clearing. Okay. Now, that will go just like that. And you can, yep, you can definitely see in there, so that's cool. I'm liking it. You don't see a lot, but you can see. So, now we're going to put a guy here steering it. and you're separating photo, or not photo etch, but 3D stuff, you gotta really be cautious of which way your nippers are going if you're doing it this way. For more intricate stuff, I really would always be using a heat knife, but these guys are fairly simple to get out. Now, there wouldn't generally be that many people in the wheelhouse at any given time, but I'm just gonna figure that one was just giving an order, and this guy here might be like First Officer Murdoch or one of them, because he's not really doing anything but walking. Okay, I just want to paint their shoes black real quick. So let me paint them up and I'll be right back. Okay, so those are painted up. I got grand staircase right here. That was just drying, but here's my guy that will be steering. So I'll put him by the wheel here. We're gonna have this guy walking towards the chart room, navigation room, whatever it is. And he's just walking towards the cabinet. So, there we go. I'll kind of pull this off a second and show what that scene looked like. So, there we go. And I don't know how much you'll be able to see with that on, but let me try moving this. But yeah, you can see in there a little bit. So, I'll take it. Alright. Okay, I almost forgot one minor part, but that was the anti-fatigue mat thing that's there, so I just pulled it back up and added that on. But yeah, there we go. Okay, so something that I figure is worth pointing out for this grand staircase, because I've seen it done wrong on 3 or 4 different posts that I've seen now. So I want to show what this is supposed to look like, I do believe, because I went back and forth with Titanic, Honor and Glory looking multiple times to figure this out, and I've seen where people have put this longer wall up and then they put the short door in, and then I saw another one that had this as the side wall, and I want to clarify what I think it's supposed to be, and I'm sure Neil Woods, when he sees this video, if he watches it, he will either say I'm correct or I'm wrong, but it does seem to be correct in what I'm thinking here. So there gets a little bit of glue. This then comes over here and lays right over that, so you have basically the inner side of that wall. I just glued my finger on it. Then this becomes the door for the inside. because the windows match up perfect to that. So that would make sense in my head anyway. And it's the perfectly right size to what it should be. So then, once we have that, we're simply going to take our tweezer and bend it right there, and then this will glue to your ceiling, sidewall, back wall. So just wanted to kind of show that because I'm pretty sure a lot of people have gotten that wrong. Sorry if I wasn't in camera there, but I'm pretty sure that's what it's supposed to be. So I'm gonna get this glued in and continue on with the staircase. Okay, so we got grand staircase done, and pretty darn happy with that. Got some people there, all that good stuff. Has a good look to it. So got the columns on, and this is all made by Maritime Models, so nice job to Neil. Thank you very much for that. So I didn't really want to cover that because I have a lot of that exact same stuff on the same or similar video, I don't know, 4 or 5 videos back. So I figured I'd just kind of keep moving and keep it going as it is. So next up we got the gymnasium. That furniture looks like this. So this is the gymnasium furniture. This is the grand staircase furniture. There is a piano in here, and there's a couple couches, sofas, and chairs that will go in here. So I'll work on getting that put in. I won't really show much on this. This I'm going to have to hand paint most of this, and I'm going to use Titanic Honor and Glory to get colors right for what each individual piece is. So we're going to get this stuff painted up, and then we'll come back and work on doing some installation work. So, okay, so here is the gymnasium furniture and the first class staircase. So I'm going to get this clear coated just because different colors and all that kind of stuff. Plus I'm using Tamiya paint on the gym stuff, so that scratch is fairly easy. So I'm going to get that clear coated. In the meantime, while the clear coat is drying, I'm going to continue on the lighting for up here and grand staircase and basically get that all ready to go. So that's where I'm at with that. So I probably won't show any of that really on video, just kind of wanted to keep it going so you know where we're at in the build. Okay, so these are completely different pieces than any of the furniture that we've done so far. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of show how to fold them. First is the piano that goes in the corner of the grand staircase. So we're going to do grand staircase first, get that knocked out, and then move on from there. I know the keys aren't perfectly straight, but I don't really think it'll be visible, so it is what it is. But we're still going to make a pretty convincing piano. So I bend that down, then I bend this up, then I bend this down at the keyboard. So I basically have that shape going on. Need to bend a little bit more there. Okay, then we're going to bend the back of the piano. Just like that. And then we'll bend the sides down. Okay. And essentially, there we go, grand piano. So, not grand piano, upright piano, sorry. But that gives the look. And over in the far corner of the grand staircase, I don't know how visible it'll be, but there it is. Next up, we have the bench. And I didn't paint the material on it, so I'm going to go back. Whoa. I'm going to go back and repaint that if I ever find that one, but luckily I have 2, so if I need to, I'll use the other one, which I'm going to say I'm going to need to. So we're going to bend, or we're going to cut that one out. And now obviously we got to paint it up, but that's okay. So just need to fold the legs down. And there we go, piano bench. So that just sits there. Next up, we got all of our chairs, and I'm not going to go ahead and bother showing them because these are essentially the same type chairs that we've had in other rooms. I'm going to just go ahead and bend these up. Same with the sofas. I'm going to install them, and then we'll pick up with the gymnasium furniture. But I figured I'd show the piano quick since we haven't seen a piano before in this build. And one chair. You get one chair. That's going to need painted on the sides. I didn't paint the back. Okay, we'll be back. Okay, so I have those drying over here. Give them a couple minutes. And what I'm going to do is start assembling the furniture a while for the gymnasium, and then I'll place all of the furniture at once. We'll just kind of keep it off to the side for right now. So this first one is a massage table kind of thing, it looks like. So I basically used the colors from Honor and Glory, and hopefully that's close. I mean, I guess the only people that really know are dead, but there's that. So this needs to fold back. That gives it a little bit of depth. And the headrest can go up a little bit, and your legs can come down. And there we go, masseuse table. So there's step one. Then there's these two little chairs that go over to the one side, and they're pretty easy. So we'll do these quick. Then I need to pause and study pictures as I go. So I think, well, no, not yet. I have a bench and the cabinets we can do quick too before I pause. Okay. So these are pretty basic, just simple fold up and fold down with the legs. There we go. Same thing for this one. Okay, chair. Now this is a cabinet that goes over to the one side, kind of right to the right of the clock. And that one is fairly basic. It's just going to be 4 folds, I think. Got a little bit here I want to trim off. Okay. So the back is flat. So we come 90. And we're going to fold here at 90. And here at 90. And then it has this little thingy to glue to, if you choose to. I'm going to. Actually, I'm going to put that on the outside because it's going to be against the wall anyhow, and it will hold better. Let's hit it with a touch of glue. And there we go. Bookshelf, or cabinet, whatever you want to call it. Okay, then there's this little bench here. And we're going to set this pretty much all to the floor plan from Ship Magnificent. Same with the grand staircase furniture. That'll all be set. Okay. Now, first I'm going to do the rowing machine, which is this. So I'm going to go ahead and take the parts off first, and then I want to study the picture for a minute before I assemble it, and then I'll come back after I do the studying and we will put it together. So these become quite tiny parts, and you need all of them to kind of go together. So it'd be bad if I had the same thing happen with the piano bench on this. Luckily that I don't have to worry about as much. Okay, so those are the rowers, or oars I guess they'd be. Actually, I pretty much see how this goes together already, so I don't think I'm going to have to pause it just yet. I'll probably have to pause it when we get to either a bike or one of these other machines. Okay, so this basically just folds down as a 90 on each side. So that's pretty basic. Just want to try to make sure you get it somewhat flat. Not flat, but so that it's not sticking up on one side, I mean. Okay. And these little black pieces that are here next to it, they get put onto the floor, and that's what your oars attach to. The nice thing is how that comes out, it almost bends itself for you. Yeah, that one was easier. That little thing there is a seat. So there's that. Now these go onto the floor, so I'm not going to bend them until we go to set this. I'm going to go ahead and do one of the camels, I think. I think this is a camel. Going to get it cut out quick so you can just see the pieces. And then I'll bend one off camera as I figure this out, and then I'll do the other one on camera. But if I do this part of it, I guess, on camera, that will completely cover the whole process. So okay, so there's that. And I think this is the base of it that it sits on. And then this is like the thing that gives it body. Because that maroon piece there would have been a like a saddle type thing. All right, you know what? I think I already see how this all goes together without having to pause it. So I'm going to just go for it here. So this is going to fold in half, like so. Then our our piece that goes across the top there, which I just showed a second ago, is right here. That is what will give it the shape. And I'm guessing it goes right around the neck, kind of. Does it go back here? Hopefully you can see, because I barely can. Yeah, I'm going to assume that goes around the neck. Kind of like that. But before I do any gluing, I am going to check it out first on the picture here. So let me pause and I'll be right back. Okay, so I see what we have to do here, and basically just going to show it on this one because I went ahead and folded the other one already. So that folds in half. Then on the very bottom here are two little feet that fold out. So just like that. They then will glue onto the base, which is right there. So I'm going to do that real fast. Just a little dip. And we're just going to hit it with some accelerator to make this move faster for the video. We had a small error there. Okay, so that's folded. Then we're going to take our piece that we were looking at earlier here. And that rides in the center. Hopefully you can see this on the camera. So basically just push it down over the two halves, like so. You can glue it, but you don't really need to, because the saddle piece will hold that. And what I found to do with this is just basically fold that up, and then you're going to take your two sides here. I use tweezer on it, but you could use a toothpick or something. You just want to kind of shape it a little bit. Doesn't have to be real extreme on the shaping. And you put a dab of glue in there, and that just sits right on top there, like so. So there we go. That's that. I got two of them. Okay, next piece. This is some sort of gym equipment, and I'm not a gym rat, so I can't tell you what it's called or what it's for or anything like that, and it's from 1912, so I really have no idea. So these two fold up. They kind of come almost together, but not quite. Got my fold a little bit too small. Still not quite where I want it. There's two little pulleys on the sides that have to bend down, and I just did the one on accident, so that's okay. Just trying to pull that up so we're even. Now we are just about even. These spread out like so. Then there is a set of arms right here, and they are going to attach to this other piece. Now I'm going to push this down with the tweezer just to get it flat so that it stands on its own. Okay. Close but no cigar. Try this. Yeah, this should work. So that will keep you flat. Okay, it's going to glue, obviously, so it doesn't have to be exactly perfect. And they are supposed to be fairly close together. So we're going to say about there. I'll look at the picture again in a minute just to verify that, but okay, now I'm folding the pulleys down. Okay, now this guy here kind of attaches to the two little arms that are there. Folds kind of out like that. And then this little thing goes around it. I believe it attaches like that, but I'm going to double take a picture, or double look at a picture just to verify before I attach anything. So it basically hangs off to the side. So let me check that out and I'll be right back. Okay, so after re-examining the picture, I was completely off. That's okay, not a hard fix. So you want this to be completely flat together with each other, so no big deal there. That then folds, the little fold over goes over that piece, and then you have your part there that ends up being your base. So I'm guessing this was like a weightlifting tool machine of some sort. So we're going to glue that, and that's just going to sit right on that, just like that. So, oops. I'm going to hit it with our accelerator, and then I'll kind of show it a little closer. Okay, so that's basically what it's supposed to look like, going by the pictures anyway. I'm just going to put a little dab of glue up at the top up there to get them together. Okay, so there we go. That is what that's supposed to look like. I'll have to touch up the paint a little bit. I lost a little bit from the bending, but we essentially got it. Okay, next up we have a bike type machine. I don't know what this is yet, so I'm going to do the bikes last. This seems to be maybe the electric horse, I'm guessing, because we got another saddle, but it doesn't sit as high as the camel does, so that would make sense. So this is two pieces that build this. And before we go, again, I'm going to pause just to take a quick look-see at the picture, and I'll build the one and then come back and build the second one. So that's kind of how we'll do it. There we go. All right, be right back. Okay, so I don't even know if I could do that again if I tried. So that's kind of what it's supposed to look like. Definitely probably one of the more challenging pieces in the entire Maritime model set. So unfortunately I can't show you the other one because I bent it up goofy, and I was putting it together wrong, clearly. It does look like there was only one on the ship, so that is kind of an advantage, I guess. So this is like a weird little hanging seat of some sort. I gotta paint the seat portion of it because I did not. This folds like that and then folds 90, so you kind of got a hook type thing going on like that. And then this is just a box it sits on. It almost reminds me of a toilet, but it's not. That's basically it, and then it will just get glued down and sit there. Okay, last, oh no, there's two more. Got this, which looks like another weight set type piece, and I may have to take a look at how that is actually shaped quick as well. And then we got the bikes. Okay. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to look at this one. Yeah, okay, give me a minute. Okay, this took me a second to figure out. So this sits kind of towards the back. That's a headrest. It kind of folds up like this. Then these actually fold back like that. Some kind of interesting table, chair, bench thing. I don't know. And then these two pieces on the top there actually get cut off because they don't belong on it. They were just part of the sprue, I suppose. Once I get it shaped all the way. There we go. And if I'm wrong, I do apologize, but I'm pretty sure they go away. They don't appear to be there in the picture. Okay, so there you go. That's what that looks like. Now we have the wheel type things. There's wheel things and then bikes. So we'll do the wheel things first. They look fairly straightforward. They both have two wheels on them. And then there is a base, which is this right here. And then there is these parts that stand up and attach the wheels to. I'm sure these had some kind of weight on them or some sort of resistance or whatever. So basically, from what I could see, it looks like it sits on there like that. And then we have a wheel on the top and the side. So I'm going to cut the other one out, and then we'll put them both together quick when I come back after I cut it out. And then I think all we have left is the bikes. Okay, 3, 4. This one seems to make a little bit more sense for the wheel thing. But it has two bases, which doesn't make a lot of sense. So let me go take a picture or take a look at the book and I'll be right back. Okay, they were definitely a challenge, but I did get them kind of put together. They look like the picture anyway, and in the book, so I can at least use them. And then I got one of the bikes together. I still got one more to go, but you can see that. That's a little riding bike. And we got one more to go, and that's the last piece of furniture. Then we'll glue it down and probably pretty much end out this video. I had really wanted to get into the bridge in this video, but the gymnasium is taking a little bit more time than well, I'm not surprised that it's taking time, but yeah, it's a lot of little pieces, just say that. So what you need is your wheel here, so that's going to come out. I think that's a chain guard there. I don't know if I'm going to bother trying to get that thing on there too. I'll figure that out in a minute. Only one had it, so we'll try to figure that out. Alright, so the wheel alone is a challenge to behold. So, get a little bit more glue. So there's a little piece right there that you can put a little bit of glue on to get your wheel into. And then where'd it go? There it is. No matter how you do it, it just is a challenge. I'll just say that. Okay, that actually went in better than the first one. Alright, so now we're going to turn our brake and we're going to bend our handlebars down and then kind of bend them up so they look like handlebars. Okay, cool. That worked well. Now we're going to bend our seat down. And then you have to turn it 90. Basically like that. And then finally, you have pedals. And they just need to be turned to each side. And try to frame or straighten your frame back out. Or get it completely bent, like you ran into a wall. Okay. There we go. Now we're pretty well straightened out. Okay, so now we're just going to glue to the base, and I think I'm going to forego that chain guard just because I don't even understand how it would go on. And the other one didn't have one. Okay, there we go. Challenging, to say the least. So, let me grab the deck. We're going to get ready to wrap this one up because we're going to put this on, and I'll put some people on, but I got to paint them up. During that time frame, though, people, when they went to the gym, didn't wear the same type of clothes we did. They actually mostly wore suits, from what it looks like. So there's that. Alright, so first off, we have our cabinet here. And that's going to kind of go right in here-ish. So we got a little bit of glue here, build up. We're going to put that guy right there. I want to make sure I'm not blocking the clock, so get my... Oh, wait. Ooh, wrong side, wrong side. That's okay, because that chair thing goes here, so we can just use that glue and a little bit more and put that right there. So no harm, no foul. Okay, the cabinet, I don't want to block the clock, which I'm just trying to get a bearing on where it's at. It needs to be like here, actually, right in the corner. Okay, that's good. That's the only other one, or that's the only one I really have to worry about too much. I just wanted to make sure I didn't mess up that. Okay, now I need my tweezer. There it is. And the massage type table thing, that goes right kind of almost in front of this. Come on. Okay, the hard part you run into with any of these really small legged pieces is the fact that there's not much of a contact point. So I'm hoping that that will stick with the accelerator like that. Actually, yes, that did well. Now these kind of come over here, one there, and one next to it. Does not have enough glue, I know that for sure, because it barely had contact. I'm putting them next to each other to kind of help them support each other. Okay. This bench kind of went right in front of where the map and clock would be, so we're going to put that kind of here-ish. Then we have our bikes. We'll go there. Where'd the other bike go? Oh, there he is. And one will go here next to it. Okay, now we have our electric horse. And that guy goes right there-ish. And I'll touch up paint these once everything's kind of installed. I thought about doing it beforehand, but I think I'll make more of a mess doing that. So I'm just going to brush touch them to give the look I need. I want to bend that shape just a bit. There we go. Alright, there's one more of them. I just knocked the... Oh, no, I didn't. I felt like I knocked the wheel off. But I didn't. But I did bump that. So I need to re-straighten that base. It's alright. We'll get it on there, and then I'll put the wheel back on. Quite little pieces they are. Don't drop. Okay. And we got our two electric camels, and they actually kind of faced each other. So one's going to go here, and one's going to go facing it. Okay. Now we have this little chair thing that would have hung. I need to paint the seat yet, but that would go here. I need to move that in a little bit. Okay. Now we have the weight machine thing. I'm going to have to actually look up the names on this stuff because it would be kind of nice to know just for my own knowledge. Just going to kind of bend that a little. There we go. All right. And finally, last but not least, I'm going to do everything but the little supports that go onto the floor. We're going to put our rowing machine in. And the only reason I'm not doing them is because I don't really want to cut them on camera right now. Well, because I'd have to move the deck and everything again. Okay, now our oars just kind of lay on them. Yeah, I'm going to put it on this one. And I'm going to put the other oar in between the bikes. It's kind of a slight miscalculation on my part there, but I don't know if anybody will notice when the decking is on. I mean the walls and all that. I don't think I'll notice too much. Okay, so there's that. Then real quick, just since we have it here, I'm going to put the grand piano, or I said that again, the upright piano in. It would have come back here, kind of cockeyed sideways. Right there. And I'll put one of the chairs up, which I think they basically were here. Alright, so we're going to finish out this video. I thank everybody very much for watching. There's our gymnasium. I'll get it touch-up painted while we're off here. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time here at LC Model Shipbuilding.